Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Genex Things Live. This is our Sunday edition. What is it? February 2nd, 2026. And for all you little bitches in the future watching this from like the year 3025 or something, yeah, we're old school. We're the FAFO generation. Look that up. Arnis, what's up, Arnis? Oliver Rust, hey, how's it going, fellas? Uh, Speaking of FAFO, um, they've got this new thing that I saw. I read an article about it. Armored Ghost, what's up, Armored Ghost? Um, there's a new thing called FAFO parenting. Yeah, it's where you allow your kids, to do stuff and learn. Learn by doing. Uh, and it's brand new, I guess. You know what I mean? Act like that's just brand new, something parents are just now inventing. And we all know, that's just the way it was. That was just normal. And I am a proud uh, graduate of the FAFO childhood, and and it really is great in my opinion. It's great to see it come back around. Why that parenting style left, I have no idea. Um, we didn't need all the neglect maybe that a lot of us had as Generation Xers. We could have had a little more give a shit, in our parents, but to learn from our own mistakes and to have all that freedom and stuff was wonderful. Now, yeah, a few suspects here, Oliver. Yeah. Now, my criticism of this faithful parenting thing, and of course, I've got to play devil's advocate here, and it's more of a societal thing that we see, right? Society today, because number one, um, the reason faithful parenting is becoming a thing is because of viral TikTok videos and shit, right? Nothing matters. Nothing is relevant until it goes viral. Until there's a viral video, right? Uh, that's just the way things become real nowadays. If the video doesn't go viral, then it ain't about shit. It's not worth talking about. Which, I don't know what that is about society today and how common sense has gone out the window. And we don't have anything except TikTok videos and shit, right? Uh, and influencers and all this bullshit, all this fake influencers and all this weird shit. It's just, I don't know. It's just weird to me. It seems weird, People aren't you're not really allowed to just chart your own course and do your own thing because of so many Karens out there want to call the law on you, and the law is straight up retarded. They'll arrest you for allowing your kids to walk home from the park. They'll just arrest you for damn near anything now, as far as child rearing goes. Everything is abuse. Uh, it's just really ridiculous. But now that the thing has gone viral, that's what makes it legitimate. That's what makes it okay, right? Like, it's okay now to let your kids learn from their own mistakes and stuff because it went viral. That what happened to just common sense and let's think about this shit. Uh, let's actually do what will give our kids the best chance in life, what'll give them the biggest head start in life, what'll give them the most common sense and human decency, uh, this kind of thing. So, am I on the right chat? I don't see any. I don't know if I did something wrong here. Give me a thumbs up if y'all are hearing me. Arnis, Oliver, Armored Ghost. Maybe I did something wrong here in my... maybe I messed up. Let me see here. There's my chat. Okay, I had the wrong chat up somehow. I don't know how the hell I did that. Yeah, I guess a few of Oliver Rust and them. I don't know what the hell happened. Maybe, I don't know. Oliver Rust and them are over there on a different video or something because they were chatting it up, but none of them were responding to anything I was saying. Oh, there you are, Arnis. Okay, Oliver, Armor Ghost is here. All right. Roz, Tripwire. Good evening, Trip. Tin Grizz, Dolby. Electronic Music Underground. Yeah, driving his 12-year-old kid to school daily. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that too. Underground, people driving their kids to school. I mean, that's the only way they can get to school. I'm like, what the hell? You know, I used to walk to school, ride my bike. I never got in every way except being driven by my parents. That's the only way I never got to school was being driven there. Coffee's always gone, Trip. What's up, Shannon? Hardwire, what's up? Crash Talks Media, what from New York? All right, about time we had a New Yorker show up besides Shannon. Yeah, and he bitches about his kids being sheltered underground. Yep, yep, yeah, yeah, and they're naming it Faithful Parenting. Ostat, what's up, Ostat? Glad to see you here. Yeah, enough guts to speed over it anyway, Ostat. Yeah, and you know that when I was a kid, the kind of parenting I received was, "I bet you won't do that dumb shit again." You know what I mean? I came in bleeding and crying and shit. You know, yeah, or I told you, you know, that kind of shit. I told you so. Dolby, what's up, Dolby? Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of justification for not having kids nowadays. I don't blame people for abstaining underground. Jennifer Andrews, what's up, Jennifer? Yeah, yeah. What's considered child abuse is a much different thing than when we were kids. Yeah, can't be home alone or unsupervised or any of that shit. I was babysitting my two sisters and brother by like at the age 7. We were home alone for hours and hours. By the time I was 7, so yeah, and that may not be right. That might be a little too young, you know. But still, um, to go overboard, like we talk about with the pendulum, you know, everything goes to the extreme, you know, and who knows what it'll be. It might go past the faithful parenting on to abusive, you know, and then the pendulum will swing back. Well, people cannot just find a common sense middle ground and just say, okay, this makes common sense. Let's not put people in jail for doing normal things with their children. Let's put people in jail for actual abuse. You know, that's a novel concept there. It's just ridiculous now. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The bus, because of the bus route underground, because it went, you know, 40 miles around in a big loop and shit. Yeah, I would have done the same thing. Boomers were the worst parents. I'm not going to argue with you there, Metal Gear. Tank Ferret, what's up, Tank? Glad to see you here. Boomers parented. Yeah, crap, man. Yeah, yeah, they parented while we were outside. While we were outside with a locked door, They parented between the time the street lights went out to the time it was, bedtime. So an hour and a half they parented. A mile trip. I went to a lot of different schools, rode the bus, walked, rode a bike. I did it all. Except, except got a chauffeured trip. That's the only thing I didn't get. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, the all the lunacy going on in the world, yeah. I can't blame you for that, Arnis. You were more popular than her, Roz. Yeah, I grew up latchkey and proud of it, Metal Gear. Yep. That's legally has to be at least 14, Shannon, and not overnight. Okay. Wayne Beatty, what's up? Wayne, glad to see you here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I bet, Ostat. They don't like you in a lot of cases, huh? Yeah. Yeah. I wish some of those police officers would just use common sense, and tell the Karen, shut up, quit your crying. You're wasting taxpayer money with this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I should be out doing real police work, not this shit, you know? But, cops are just like everybody else. There's good ones, bad ones, there's nice ones, there's assholes, and everything in between. So, an hour and a half was too long to spend with your parents. Yeah, I can relate to that, Roz. Yeah, cell phones and cameras everywhere. Yeah, that's true. They probably have cameras on the school buses, I would imagine now. Um, I don't, the weird thing now is with the school shootings and shit, which we never had, but we could bring guns to school. You know, I never saw anybody actually bring it inside the school, but having it out and hanging in the back window of your truck, that was no big deal at all. Because a lot of kids, especially during hunting season or whatever, they would leave school and go to the woods. They wouldn't even go home. Bring other hunting stuff with them. Okay. Yeah, times change, Oliver. Yeah, you're right about that. Social worker, yeah, it seems like they should be, Crab Man. Burn the hell out. JPC, what's up? Aloha, JPC. Glad to see you here. Yeah, it's always something, Muskogee Land. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. They'll ban cell phones in the future like they did cigarettes. Yeah, that wouldn't. They'll put massive taxes on them and make them unaffordable for most people. Yeah. Yeah. That's you can see that kind of shit coming. You know. Yeah, Tripwire babysitting was very low on my things to do. That was the last thing I wanted to do was babysit my brothers and sisters. Daniel Foster, what's up? Glad to see you here. And keep your distance from your family, Metal Gear. RR, what's up, RR? Yeah, it's a microaggression. That kind of shit just blows my mind. Microaggressions and all that shit. Words or violence, and I just do not understand it. Hitting on the social workers, Ross. Yeah, teaching kids to be scared of being outside. We were just told to be aware of the pedo vans. Remember? Be aware of the pedo vans. That's all we were told. And if you saw one coming, don't get in it. That's what we were told, me and my brothers and sisters. Yeah, we were taught actual gun safety, Arnis. Yep, you're 100% right. I know I was. Yeah, yeah. All the stickers that say 16. Yeah, yeah, you're right, Shannon. Wen Joe, what's up? Glad to see you here, Wen Joe. Oh, you had show and tell, and somebody brought a rifle used in World War II, and nobody even batted an eye. Hut Tripwire. That was just cool shit. Yeah, the guys who, yeah, I've seen those mini bike races. That shit's crazy, Roz. Adorable, deplorable. What's up? Yeah, thank God for Gen X. Adorable. Yeah. What the hell would the world? The world would be. Oh damn! I wouldn't. I don't even want to imagine what the world would be without us. Would any common sense exist? Huh? Uh, it's insane. Yeah, being indoors, Daniel. That's what we didn't want to do. Yeah, I spent 90%, I'd say, 80 to 90% of my waking hours outdoors. I came in to sleep and eat or whatever, and that was it. You were born a microaggression crab man? Otis Who Network. Hey, thanks, Otis. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Otis. That's awesome, dude. I appreciate it. The Candyman van. Yeah, adorable. Yep. Yeah, the Candyman van. Yeah, used to be scared of the adults, and now they're scared. They're afraid of being outside. Yeah, yeah, Ostat, you're exactly right. Yeah, more skate ramps, Metal Gear. Yeah, yeah, might as well be someone who can milk the system. Yeah, yeah, right. That, yeah, yeah. They would have been more successful, adorable, if they would have waited till we were all dead to pull this shit. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, or it's delusional time. Everything's seems like everything's delusional, and the fakery and the fraudulence everywhere you look now, and that's just been multiplied with the advent of AI. Uh, all this shit. You can't literally trust anything you see or hear nowadays. Yeah, keep this world tough, when Joe. Yeah, that's our mission in life, right? Yeah, yeah. Some did. I don't know what percentage underground, what percentage of Gen Xers went the other extreme, and defaulted to the bubble wrap parenting or whatever, the helicopter parenting or whatever, because they were so neglected and shit. I didn't believe in treating kids that way, but to each their own. But yeah, we share in that blame at the very least as a generation. Um, I just, I've never heard any statistics on it of how many Gen Xers adopted the helicopter parenting lifestyle and how many stuck with the FAFO or the helicopter parenting, and how many stuck with the FAFO parenting. Oh, yeah, Daniel. Yeah. Sneaking out was that. Yeah. Yeah. That was an art form, right? Yeah. Yeah, any time inside was spent planning the next day outdoors. Yeah, Tripwire. They had an after school special about the candy van, Crab Man. I never saw that one. The oh Yeah, the back of the station wagon adorable. Yeah, yeah. I think we had a station wagon a lot of the time growing up. We almost always had a station wagon. Yeah, Muskogee. Yeah, me and my brother go out and catch snakes. Thousands and thousands of snakes we caught growing up. Lizards, frogs, all that stuff. Just catch them and check them out and ride bikes and whatever. We were always out there screwing around. Oh, reach to the back of the station wagon. Okay, I understand what you're saying now. Oh yeah, yeah. My mom would turn around and call you up here, and you had to stick your face up there to get slapped. While she's driving like this, and if you didn't stick your face up there, she'd pull over and beat the shit out of you. Yeah. So that was one of the hardest things to do was stick your face up there to get slapped. I'm telling you, if you've never had to do that, then yeah, you don't know what you're missing. Write a book about how we avoided being becoming the other side. Oh yeah, your kids got faithful, adorable. Yeah, I know a lot of Gen Xers did. They didn't want their kids to grow up, being little wimps, and so I just don't know what the percentage was. Yeah, it very well could be underground. Maybe the majority of Gen Xers do. Okay, Roz. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. A lot of times, that's how it is. The wife is in charge of the if you're lucky enough to be able to do that, to have an income that can support an entire family with one income. Doc Shelley, what's up, Doc? I love it when Doc shows up because I get to say that. What's up, Doc? Yeah, society changed, Sniz. You're absolutely right. Yeah, it's Sunday already, Jeff7. What's up, Sniz and Jeff7? Glad to see y'all here. Yeah, get the switch. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've had to go out and find a switch. Yeah. Okay, crime rate of around zero. And that's also, it has to do with that. Letting your kids run around in Detroit or Chicago or New York is a lot different than letting your kids run around in some little tiny town, you know. No, all right, Shannon, yeah. He loves everything with an engine. That's cool. Top water bass fishing underground. Yeah, and I believe that it did to this day. I believe that getting dirty built immunity. I believe our immune systems are stronger for it. You raise your daughter as a tomboy, Ernest. That's cool. And used to be that tomboys were cool as hell back when we were kids. Do I believe that Gen Z will be remembered well for their culture like Gen Xers are, or will they be trashed on forever? And do I think it's deserved? Um, no. The first part of that question, no, I really don't believe they will be remembered well for their culture. Um, it's just there's and I try to look at it objectively and not from just a grumpy old man perspective. These young kids. I try not to do that. I wish they'd play loud music and act up and shit sometimes. You know what I mean? It does my heart good if I see some kid uh, doing some ignorant shit on a bicycle, which I never see. But if I did see, some kids out there doing some dumb shit with a bicycle or swinging from a tree or something, it would do my heart good. But they don't. It's all online. What kind of culture do you have? It's all online. It's just you know what did I do growing up? Well, I sat in my room for the first 21 years and typed on my computer. and my phone tapped on my phone and shit. So no, I don't think they would be remembered well for their culture. Will they be trashed on forever? And do I think it's deserved? Yeah, they probably will be trashed on forever. Do I think it's deserved? Yes and no. Partially, it is. Uh, they're getting into their 20s now. They need to wake the hell up. Um, and there's a certain point in everyone's life where you look around and you have to say, hey, I got myself into this, this situation. I could have done something different, but I didn't. So you got to accept responsibility. And whether it's deserved, if they keep that shit up and don't ever buck up and put on their big boy pants and shit and start acting like grown-ups, it will be deserved. If you look at it also in another direction with the economy, the cost of housing, AI is taking a lot of jobs and about to take a lot more. All this stuff going on. They're in a pickle. So I kind of get where they're coming from. I don't get what they're doing, with that angst and that, whatever they have, all the, looking for other reasons to be pissed off with the microaggressions and all that. It's just a bunch of sissy bullshit the way they're acting out. They're acting out like a bunch of little sissy babies. But yeah, it is deserved. It is it's not completely entirely their fault. Yeah, cursive texting, our secret language, Wenjo. That'd be badass, dude. Yep. Tequila. Yeah, adorable. I I almost never get sick. I uh, once every 5 or 10 years, something like that, I'll come down with a little something. You know, I haven't had a common cold in 10 or 15 years. I had some kind of stomach thing about 10 years ago. And then I had something during COVID. Could have been COVID. I don't know. I kind of believe it was. But, it lasted just a couple of days and it was over. It was just weird. It wasn't like your average cold. It was all in my head and I was kind of dizzy and confused and shit. It wasn't like I was stuffy nose and coughing and shit. So I'm not real sure what that was. Kind of, but I would think it was COVID. Oh yeah, we can fill out an envelope to mail it, read a map. Yeah, we got this. Yeah, yeah. So if when the zombies rise up or the meteor hits or whatever, we're gonna be in good shape. Yeah, Metal Gear. Yeah, it would not bother me to hear some kids blasting some music and acting like asses, skirting their tires and that stuff. I'd be like, man, the world is healing. What a wonderful thing. Yeah. So, but you never, they're all locked up in their bedrooms tapping on their phones. So you don't see any of that cool shit anymore. Yeah. When Joe, if it's too loud, you're too old. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Underground. All the innovation is like software now. You know, yeah, they'll just change the software a little bit, and shit'll get a little sharper and a little. It's not groundbreaking shit underground. Yeah, yeah. I don't. I mean, there's always hope, Muskogee, in the form of an asteroid or something like that. A solar flare. Uh, Kerrigan, is it Kerrigan? Kerrigan level event. Oh yeah, sniz. I did the same thing. I wasn't happy until the frame of the swing, the legs were coming off the ground. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, and then launch yourself off of that thing. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, Robert. Hey, Robert, what's up? Glad to see you here, man. But yeah, you're right. It's cronyism, uh, debt, foolish debt spending has devalued our dollar. It wouldn't matter if the housing price is going up if our dollar kept up, its value stayed strong too. But our dollar is being devalued, so we're losing it on both ends. Oh yeah, Daniel. Yeah, we grew up hands on. We fixed our own bikes and shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. RR demolition man. Yeah, the pacification of future generations. Yeah, yep. They were asking them to turn it down. No way, Jeff Seven. That's crazy, dude. Yeah, yeah, they do that a lot, Muskogee. Our music, our fashion, our movies, all that shit gets recycled. Yeah, we had to figure shit out, Daniel. Exactly. Yeah, we had to figure it out for ourselves. Yeah, Arnest, they don't have shit to look forward to. Jobs, home, they can't go out and what American dream? That at least there was hope of an American dream. It was false hope for a lot of us, but at least there was a hope for of an American dream for Gen X. We were right there on the cusp, but we were still kind of within reach, maybe depending, but not really. For Gen Z, yeah, there's no hope. There is no American dream. It's all just bullshit. They know it. They're aware of it. Uh, and yeah, you can't blame them for being angry, right? Carrington, thank you, Roz. Carrington level event. Oh, that's cool. MN Don, what's up, Don? How's it going? He's got a 55 Chevy he drives daily, and the neighbor kid. That's awesome, dude. Yeah. Oh yeah, we've talked about that adorable quite a few times here. That's the plan. We're gonna buy an old mall and make it a retirement home, arcade, music store. Gonna turn the Sears into a craft shop. Have a drive-in theater out back. Yeah, all kinds of cool shit. Yeah, yeah, Yankee down. Yeah, Daniel on the swing. Yep. Yeah, what the hell is that? Ostat, yeah, sit around together and text each other. They'll sit on dates and text each other from across the table. I mean, really? Yeah, the zombie apocalypse, Muskogee. You think the Carrington level is our only hope, RR? You don't think zombies or asteroids would do it? Yeah, that would just take out the grid without destructive loss of life. So, a lot of the secondhand casualties will happen from that, but it won't be from the solar flare. Yeah, Metal Gear always. Well, we had to be. Rusty dude, what's up? Straight out of Canada. Is it cold up there yet, Rusty? You sending all that cold down here to Florida, man. I don't know why y'all did that. Y'all should have hung on to that for, a few more weeks. Yeah. Okay. You still do a lot of hands-on fixing stuff, Rusty? Yeah, me too. Me too. Mike Fleisner, my boy Mike, what's up? Glad to see you here, Mike. Glad you could make it, dude. A day in the life of Simone. What's up, Simone? Glad to see you. Why are we called Gen X, Simone? Yeah. Yeah, Don. Yeah, all these YouTubers are reacting to music we grew up with. Their music is garbage. Yep. Yep. Yeah, Hurst. There he is, Hurst. What's up? Yeah, well, you can tell I'm handy as hell, dude. I'm the handiest son of a bitch. Yeah, if you, I am. I sub for those of y'all who just now joining the channel and stuff. I suffer from HDD, handsome deficit disorder. Yeah, but I'm a handy son of a bitch, so that makes up for it. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Trade schools. Yeah, Oliver had their hope before AI. Yeah, let's do it. Adorable. Yeah, we need to get everyone together and I don't know, start a GoFundMe or whatever that shit's called. Yeah, yeah. It's called the American Dream because you have to be asleep to believe it. Yeah, I miss Carlin too. RR. Oh yeah, asteroids. Hell yeah, Sniz. Gorf. Yeah. Bite the Dust Space Cadet. Yeah, I still remember that shit. You remember that, Hurst? That used to piss me off. That was the first really sarcastic video game I played that would try to piss you off. It would say shit like that. Bite the dust, Space Cadet, and shit. When you died, oh man, I punched a Gorf machine. I don't know how many times. All right, adorable. We'll be talking until 6 o'clock. It will still be around. Oh, Missile Command. Yep. All right, Rusty. It's still cold up there. Yeah, we're waking up. It's in the 20s when I'm last couple of days when I wake up. Thick triple clubs. What's up? Glad to see you, clubs. Oh, Tomcat. All right. What's up, Tomcat? Glad to see you, man. You look different, Tomcat. What's up, dude? You get a haircut or something? What's a hello, Simone? Spinning wrenches in the trenches is my motto or my mantra. My mantra, huh, Hurst? Or your mantra, rather. Damon Walker, what's up, Damon? Oh, no, now. No, I'm in Florida, Damon. It's when winter's over, we got about a week of spring and then it'll be 97 degrees with, 110% humidity. So I hope it sticks around a little while. Yeah. Alice Cooper. Oh, yeah. Alice Cooper. Yeah, Simone. You're handsome and handy underground. Yeah, well, God loves you, dude. Yeah, you're just blessed on both sides, huh? Yeah. I must have pissed him off in my earlier life. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's my that's my thing that I have the most trouble with. Uh Tomcat is following, being told what to do. I hate that shit. I hate that shit. I'm not gonna lie. I have a real problem with that. Yeah. Yeah, Roz. Yeah, problem solving is a lost art, Hurst. Oh, you're absolutely right, dude. Oh, you thought Agent Smith was messing with his tripwire? Yeah. No, that's Tomcat up there. Berserk. I don't remember that one. Berserk. That sounds familiar though. Chaz, there he is. What's up, Chaz? The only one with good weather. What's the weather like there, Chaz? Well, they're in Arizona. What's up, Christopher? Glad to see you here. Glad you can make it. Oh, okay, Don. Time to go shovel again. All right, buddy. Oliver Rust. You got something for us, Oliver? Yeah, RR, that humidity, that's the thing, dude. I could deal with the heat. It's the humidity that's just damn near unbearable. Yeah, it makes it misery. You go from being hot and I was just over there on the coast, working on that condo, redoing the kitchen. Step outside and the breeze is blowing, constantly off the ocean. But you get into the interior of Florida in here, and we've got trees all around us and stuff, and the wind's just blowing over the top. You don't feel that breeze down on the ground. Um, yeah, the wind doesn't blow. It's just still and stagnant and muggy. Holy shit! Oh, name from a book. Oh yeah, yeah. I read that now. Hearst. You asking me for the address, Oliver, or do you have it already? Yeah, smallest surviving generation for our age group. We got X before Elon, Tomcat. Old man, what's up, old man? How's it going? Yeah, yeah, RR. As long as I'm the one doing the telling, yeah, yeah, I'm cool with it then. Yeah, I'd like to know, Robert, what we do our own thing our own way. What percentage of Gen Xers are self-employed? You know, I'd like to know that compared to other generations. I think it's pretty high. I would just because of our nature, started small businesses or whatever, or or like me, just work for myself. Yeah, air conditioning for the Florida man. Yeah, I need a big one to air condition all outside. Gordo, what's up, Gordo? Glad to see you here. Glad you can make it. Oh yeah, yeah. Joe P's coin, he got us. Yeah, that's cool as shit. For those of you who hadn't seen it yet, it says Gen X, the badass generation, before all you sissies were born. There's the one. That's what this is. I don't know if y'all can see it, but that's what this is here. I got two of them, and that one I put that one up on the nostalgia shelf. So thanks again, Joe P. That's awesome, dude. Oh, all right, when Joe. Yeah. All right. A volunteer mill is Gen X. Yeah. Okay. Underground. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We gravitated towards self-employment. Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah. Yeah. I just shave mine. I just keep it. I look like I'm, except a lot older. I look like I'm an old, um, basic training. Like the basic training buck private that just had his head shaved. Yeah, unsolicited instructions. Yeah, those are the worst. Yeah, Hearst. Yeah. Oh, okay. You got that cold wind in Crystal River. Yeah, yeah. Now I bet it's not, and it's not enjoyable now. 5 furnaces in 2 weeks underground. Well, at least you're staying busy. Yeah, getting paid, keeping the lights on. That's great, dude. And at least they have someone they can call. They can actually fix the shit without uh, trying to talk them, upsell them into replacing the whole damn thing. Oh, email. Okay. All right, Oliver. Let's see here. Email. Is that it? Yeah. There we go. There's the email, Oliver. And for anyone else who's interested, who wants to email me through there. Zero snow in Wyoming? Huh. I would have thought y'all had a bunch of snow, Joe. Yeah, trucking. Yeah, Mike. Trucking is for independent folk. Yeah. Great beast of February. Yeah, February is usually pretty cold here in Florida. Well, comparative, relatively so. Yeah, super state-sized swamp cooler. Yeah, yeah, RR. Oh yeah, Captain Kangaroo, Tomcat. Hell yeah, dude. Mr. Green Jeans show. Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah, yeah, Roz. I don't. I wish I could make a ton of money, but I don't make a ton of money either. Um, but I get by, and and I'm a lot happier working for myself. I can tell you that damn much. Yeah, we need more independent truckers. Metal Gear. We had a real bad fatal accident a few months ago. Some immigrant, because California just hand anybody a CDL, and so they're just handing these immigrant CDLs without even giving them tests or anything. And one of them killed a few people, a whole family, I think, here in Florida, if I remember correctly. So yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're cool as hell, Oliver. Oh, okay. Yeah, Sniz. I heard that too. Or was that or was that Mr. Rogers? Or maybe I heard Mr. Rogers was a veteran too. Maybe that might have been wrong. Captain Kangaroo was creepy looking. Jared McCoy, what's up? Glad to see you here, Jared. Yeah, he was. Yeah. Oh, okay. Somewhat self-employed. Well, yeah. Side hustles too, old man. We're big on side hustles, right? Getting it whichever way we can. Big country, there he is. Where you been, big country? I knew somebody was going to call me out on that bullshit. Yeah, yeah. I want to move north during the summer, so I can prepare for the winter, big country. Yeah, I think now, now with this winter, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to be up there with y'all. In post-apocalyptic world, that I might be wishing for Florida. Yeah, legendary sideburns win, Joe. Yeah, he did. Oh, he was in the reserve. All right, Sniz. Keith Peterson, what's up, Keith? Glad you could make it, Keith. Okay. Went out last week. Holy shit. Damn, dude. Oh, that was cool of him, Shannon, to show you how to do your own maintenance and how to fix simple issues. Yeah. Oh, all right. That sounds a lot like me, Rusty. I never did really stick, and it used to bother me because I never really did stick with like one trade. You know, um, Rusty says farmhand, musician, painter, plumber, carpenter, drywall, drugs, trapper, exterminator. Yeah, and it used to worry me, the jack of all trades and master of none. But then, I figured out that I could be a handyman and do a bunch of different shit. And I still, uh, pest removal to roofing and, and all kinds of stuff I do now. I just redid a Humvee. Me and another guy helped another guy redo a Humvee. I got to get y'all before and after pictures of that too. But yeah, all kind, paint cars, paint houses, frame houses, do drywall, finish drywall, hang it, electrical, all kinds of shit. Yeah, I agreed. Our California licenses shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. What is it? Shouldn't be allowed to cross state borders with a California license. Yep. Yeah, yeah, when Joe, they are. They're a badass profession, dude. That's what I heard. Hurst, Mr. Rogers was a sniper in the Marine Corps. Won't you be my neighbor? Yeah, yeah. They're doing that because the the companies, the billion-dollar companies that own all the trucks, they want to pay them absolute dog shit and keep them out on the road, you know, uh, 17 days a week, and foreigners will do that. They're already away from home, so foreigners are more likely to do that shit, right? Than an American. Gomer Pyle. Oh yeah, I used to love that show when I was a kid. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. I don't know if I would like it now, but yeah, I used to love that show. Shazam, Shazam. Oh, rock trucks in the summer, building logging roads. That'd be cool as shit, Jared. Yeah. Colorado is a tropical environment these days. Really, Arnis? Oh, sniz. So Mr. Rogers never was in the military. That was one of those urban myths, huh? McHale's Navy. I don't know if I've ever seen that one, Metal Gear. Baba Black Sheep. Yeah. Yeah, the Black Sheep Squadron. I used to like that show too. Yeah, I used the wood stove, RR. Yep. Yeah, F Troop Metal Gear. Yeah, the Black Sheep Squadron, Mike. Blacksmithing. I've never done any blacksmithing. I've done welding. Yep. I sing, just people don't like it when I do it. I write. I like to write. I like to draw, paint. Yeah. My interests are varied. Your cousin is independent too, Christopher? Well, thank you, Wen Joe. I appreciate it. Well, there's a lot of stuff that women do that us men can't do. And I, for one, appreciate all the stuff that women do. Um, there's a lot of flack that goes around because younger generations and, with the whole over the top feminism thing and all that. And so women as a whole catch a lot of flack, for that. But I don't buy into that shit. I've seen, if you look back at history, at the people coming across the Great Plains, women bearing children all along the way and fighting right alongside the men, protecting their families. It's just it's crazy, and that goes way back throughout history. That's happened. That's just the most recent one, the one I just talked about. But in the Middle Ages, in Roman days, Vikings, all that stuff, it was the same way. Only now has the woman's circumstances changed completely. So it's a lot, even though it's been a lot of adjustment and a lot of change for us men, I'd say it's 100% more change in women's lives. And for that to say that would be confusing is a understatement. Oh, they have general handyman at your local hardware store? Oh, that's cool as hell. Yeah. You need coffee, Hurst? Oh yeah. That whole you remember that truck driver craze? Keith back in the 70s, dude? I used to want to be a truck driver when I was a kid. Remember the movie Convoy? This here's the rubber duck. Smokey and the Bandit, all that stuff. They're the trucker craze. I used to love that shit, dude. Treat patients as an herbalist? Damn, you are, dude. You're an all around guy, Roz. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Oh, yeah, Tripwire. Yeah, only 3 stations. We got the best shows. Oh, you got the best shows from the US, UK, and oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Airwolf, Metal Gear. Hell yeah. Oh, okay, Big Country. You always watch? Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that, dude. Yeah, it's tough to keep up with all the comments. I know I skipped some, so I apologize to everybody for the comments I missed, but it's hard as hell. They're buzzing by. Yeah, 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 exactly. Clubs or Tomcat, women survive more pain than most men, childbirths and all that stuff. Uh, I mean, women deserve respect. And that's just completely gone. When I was a kid down here in the South now, you called a woman ma'am out of respect. And I still do. If I meet a woman, I don't care if she's 18 or 80, I call her ma'am. Now down here, that's more accepted down here in the South. Nobody else does it anymore except people my age. But out of just common respect for the nature of womanhood, because she's a woman, she deserves respect, flat out. And I've agreed with that my entire life. It's a simple concept, and I don't know why that's gone out of fashion the way of the FAFO parenting, right? Hill Bill, what's up, Hill Bill? About time you got here, dude. Been waiting on you, man. Almost an hour, dude. I've been waiting on Hill Bill. Yeah. So where's Hill Bill? Glad to see you here, man. Glad you can make it. Yeah. Yeah, Roz. The internet feminists, they go to extremes for clicks and shit, you know what I mean? Just like every other uh con- uh what we want to call it, content creator or whatever, right? Because here's the secret that a lot of people don't know. um, Google and YouTube literally does not care. Literally, there is no difference to YouTube whether you give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. They don't care. 10,000 thumbs down to me is great. That'd be wonderful. I would be ecstatic if I got 10,000 thumbs down because YouTube would start promoting my shit more. You know what I mean? So, and that's what creators know. And those feminist creators, they know if they spout the most horrible vitriolic bullshit and get a lot of people to hate it, that they'll get rich doing it, right? And that's a simple concept and it's true. So, but people who aren't creators pick up on that shit. Younger, impressionable people pick up on that shit and they start believing that shit. They follow someone because they say one thing or have say something that they resonate with, and so they'll just start fawning after them like they're some kind of goddess or something, and start following everything they say like it's words handed straight from the mouth of God, and it's destroying women's minds, young girls' minds. That's a horrible thing that's happening, but it is. And people are, those certain kind of people, men and women both, but it's really, really, really obvious with the hardcore feminism, right? The hardcore online feminists. It's really obvious there, but men do it too. Men sick or in pain or crybabies? Uh, well, maybe. I'm not going to admit to that shit, Mike Fleisner. You're supposed to be my boy, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling everybody all my secrets and shit. Yeah, yeah. No, that, I don't call it crying, when I, when I go act overboard a little bit to get my wife, to get me some hot soup. I just, you know, that's just, that's just the way it is. Get a little sympathy from the wife. Maybe I go overboard once in a while, but it's by choice, not because I'm a little bitch. Yeah, a young girl breaks a nail, a Gen Z girl, and has a meltdown. Yep, yeah, Oliver. Yeah, I would say not everything, Wenjo. I think that women are, if you think about it, women are more in tune to other people's feelings and shit. And that is necessary for raising a family, not necessarily in today's day and age, but it was back in the day. Think about it like this. If you're in a cave and the man comes back and he's pissed off because the mammoth got away or whatever, you know what I mean? The baby's crying. She needs to realize that the guy is pissed off before he even gets good into the cave, and act accordingly, because there were no domestic violence laws and shit back then. So women had to become attuned to that shit. So women are more attuned to other people's feelings and more nurturing and stuff. That's why women are wonderful nurses and caregivers and stuff like that. Men are providers. We provide the ability for the women to give the care. You know what I mean? And so I honestly think that women are better than that. My wife knows. All we have is dogs now, except for our one son who moved back recently, and I'm glad he did. But just like our dogs, our one of the dogs will be sick or something, and my wife will realize it before it's even showing symptoms, and real symptoms that I can perceive. But my wife already know, oh, the dog's not feeling well. What the hell are you talking about? It's just laying there. Leave him alone. No, he's not feeling well. And then a few minutes later, the dog would be puking. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's something I can't do. I just can't uh, connect in that way with another being, another animal, another organism like a woman can. You know. So yeah, women are great at that, and that's your superpower. All right. Yeah. Yeah, Tomcat. Congratulations, man. 33 years. The CUDA from Phantasm. Yeah, Tripwire. Gen X women rule, dude. Yeah. Yeah, Gen X women rule. I will heartily agree with that. Yeah, Sniz, everyone deserves respect until they don't. Yep, I agree. Blue Thunder was another one, RR, yeah. Yeah, interaction for the algorithm, Hurst. Yep. Yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't ask y'all to, but y'all could give me thumbs down here instead of thumbs up, and it wouldn't change anything with the algorithm. I just for my my personal feelings on the subject, I would rather the thumb be pointed up. But YouTube doesn't care, doesn't give a damn as long as it's getting interaction. Yeah, Jared. Okay, you still do it too? Yeah. Yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and yes, sir, and no, sir. Only Mangrove. What's up, Mangrove? Only if she calls you sugar. Yeah, Keith. Yeah. Yeah. How the hell are you staying warm? Yeah, me too. Hurst. Yeah, I'm respectful by default. And then, and some people just don't agree with that. And I get it. Uh, but I give respect to complete strangers until they change my mind on it. You know what I mean? And until they lose it, it's theirs to lose. It's my gift to humanity. You have my respect, but it's yours to throw away. Throw that shit in the garbage if you want. But once you lose it, it's gone. It's gone forever. Yeah. Yeah, live action Thundercats movie. They're coming out with a live action Masters of the Universe, He-Man and Master, Um, I'm not holding my breath on how good it's going to be. I'm hoping it'll be good. I am going to watch it, but I don't know. I'm not going to go to the theater and see it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not doing that. Not going to leave the house. The thing about that is, I used to love going to the theater, but I don't know. As I get older, I just am not up to it anymore. But I work a lot more now. I don't have as much time. That's probably the main reason. But yeah, I'm kind of excited for the Masters of the Universe movie, but we'll see if they don't mess it all up. There are a lot of smart women out there too. Yeah, yeah, you're right about that, old man. Nah, nah. Um, yeah, that's the thing. Again, Wayne Joe, it's in our nature. It is wired in our synapses and in our DNA to defend you. That it's this is the way it is. Now it is not the other way around. Women will not do that for men. Uh, you know, um, it just doesn't happen. So, uh, but it doesn't need to happen. We don't need to be defended. We don't feel that need. I don't need old man and Mangrove to jump up and defend me and stuff. It's nice if they do, but it's not necessary. I don't think any less of them if they don't. But for a man to sit there and see somebody harassing a woman, and nobody doing anything about it, we all know there's something wrong in that. Whether you get involved or not, or whether it's online and verbal, or whether it's a physical altercation or whatever, we all know it's wrong and something should be done about it. And the gut instinct is to do something, whether our logical mind takes over and say, okay, I'm not going to jail, go get in a fist fight because whatever. So but yeah, the gut instinct is to defend women. Jimmy Sharp, what's up, Jimmy? Glad to see you here, man. Glad you can make it, dude. Seriously. Where he is? Oh, there he is. Just another guy in the woods. Now the show has officially begun, everyone. Lake has shown up. So thank you, Lake. Now we can start talking about some serious shit, y'all. Now that just another guy in the woods has shown up. Pudding cups, Ross. Consummate professional. Calm, cool, calculated, no emotional outburst. You forgot the point. Newt, what's up, Newt? Glad to see you here, man. The word is cold down here in Florida, dude. Yeah, it's cold as hell down here. Colder than a witch's tit and an iron bra. Yeah. Who would you get to play Chitara? I don't know, Mangrove. Hell, I don't know the actresses' names, the younger actresses' names anymore. Any actress I could name, she's probably 70 years old now, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know their names, dude. So I don't know. Uh Maybe the blonde girl with the that's the only one that comes to mind, the only female actress because she was in the media recently, the blonde girl with the jeans commercial. I don't know her name though. Yeah, by the power of Grayskull. Crusader, what's up, Crusader? Yeah, I'm kind of excited for that movie, dude. I really am. I'm trying not to get too excited for it because I don't want to get let down. You know, because they can botch it so badly. They can screw it up. It was a big part of us growing up, and I'm so fond of those memories. You know, of He-Man and Battle Cat and Skeletor and all that. So I hope they don't just ruin it, inject a bunch of woke shit into it or something. I'm scared they're gonna do that shit. You know. Yeah, women want a nicer cave than their neighbors. Yeah, yeah, that's true. No heat in it. Have electric radiator to keep the room. Okay. All right. Yeah. Hell, that's another thing about dudes. Maybe that's our superpower, Keith, is that, we're okay with, wherever we are. Hell, I can be living in a whatever. I don't care as long as, as long as I got some heat, a little space heater or something. I don't care, you know? So yeah, that might be men's superpower. The situation around us doesn't affect us as much, you know? Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Kept himself busy doing stuff, Shannon. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Skeletor memes are the best. Hurst, yeah. The one where he says some shit. I can't remember anyone in particular, but he'll say some shit. I think he's on his bike, and he says some shit. Then he drives away. You know that meme. That's awesome. Yeah, it looks pretty good, Mangrove. Yeah, I watched the preview too. It looks pretty good. Yeah, we'll see. But the in the images I've seen, He Man when he changes into He Man, just looks straight up CGI. You know, too many veins and all that stuff, and that's why I'm holding out hope that maybe what I saw wasn't accurate. I'm hoping. You still have drive-in theaters in Kentucky, Mike? That's cool. Oh, all right, Dead Wolf. Yeah, processed a lot of oak firewood. That'll burn some calories, dude. Keep you healthy, man. A Thundercat movie has been kicked around for years. That'd be a cool one too. Yeah, glad to see you here, Dead Wolf. Glad you could make it, dude. An extensive library of offensive Skeletor memes. Yeah, yeah, they're awesome, dude. Duncan, what's up, Duncan? Glad to see you here. Yeah, we might as well, dude. Yeah, might as well live in Eternia. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I believe the same thing, when Joe. Yeah. And it's our job, it's our purpose. And again, going back, in this day and age, that's been taken away largely, and you're taking away men's purpose and women's. You're taking away our purpose, our reason for being. And that is demoralizing. What's the purpose for life? Why am I here? Right? uh, with this whole thing, people not getting married anymore and people getting divorced more often. Now, I looked it up, the stats, Gen X, boomer divorces were skyrocketed. Then it went down with Gen X. We haven't gotten divorced as much as other generations. And then it skyrocketed back up with the millennials. It's kind of um, stayed pretty steady since then. But we have gotten divorced less than the preceding and um, the generations that come after us. So that is a good thing, in my opinion. Generation X, common sense, stick to it, and keep our word. Have enough sense to know that the next one's going to be the same shit, or whatever. So that, I think that's a good thing, and the people who actually felt like they needed to get a divorce. I'm not talking shit about anybody who's had a divorce, but as a generation, I think we've had more had a better time of it, and done better by each other than other generations. Yeah, who's the Karen in the situation, Christopher? Yeah. You're in the Marines too long, Oliver? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be cool if they got him back to play Skeletor. You just got out of the woods, dead wolf? All right. Yeah, I bet it's cold as hell. Where's Laura Ann? There she is. Hey, Laura Ann. Glad to see you. Sweeney. Is that girl's name? Mangrove? The jeans girl? Snow there, Duncan? I think it snowed in North Florida. Sydney Sweeney, Roz. Okay. See, I don't need a brain. I have Raziel. I don't need a brain. Oh, Margot Robbie. Yeah, she would be a good one too. That's the one that played uh what's her name? The Joker's girlfriend. Any of y'all like Frank Frazetta's work? Frank Frazetta, he's got a museum there now. I used to love all his paintings. Damn, they were so awesome. Yeah, they still are, but I wish he. That's one person I would have liked to hang around for a few more years. Hope he's happy wherever he is now. But you paint her house for her, Oliver? Yeah, yeah. You probably there'd probably be a crowd of people around there painting her house. Yeah, yeah, Keith. Yep. Old. We'll figure it out. We always have, right, Keith? We've always figured it out. From the time, what, since we were 5 years old, we've had to figure it out. Had to figure out how to make macaroni and cheese. When our parents were gone, had to figure out everything. All the way since then, we've been figuring it out and surviving. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you want to have chicks, you got to build a nest. Yeah, that's wisdom there, Raziel. Yeah, Orco, I don't know. Duncan, I don't know yet. We'll have to see. Or they might come out with another trailer and show. God's work. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, I believe that, and that one rule, do God's will, Mike. I believe that's the only one. It boils down to that. You're doing God's will or you're not. If you're doing God's will, you're following every other rule. So that's the only rule that really matters. In my personal opinion, how I try to live my life. What's up, Live Rain? Glad to see you here. Glad you can make it, Live Rain. Oh, splitting red oak by hand. Yeah, dude. That shit's brutal, Mike. Yeah, that's some brutal ass work. Harley Quinn, RR. Yeah, that's the name that escaped me. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I do that. Have you seen those episodes I do about Florida Man Crusader? That shit's funny as hell. Uh, but yeah, I do love Florida, dude. Don't get me wrong. I would stay here if I could get to where I don't have to work outside so much during the summer. I keep telling myself, this year I'm just going to take the whole month of August off, but it never works out that way, and I've got to work. I can never get ahead enough to where I can just take a full month off. Um, so yeah, it's just the summers working outside are brutal. The presidential touch. What's up? Glad to see you here, presidential. Oh yeah, Mangrove. Yeah, Frank Frazetta's Conan women paintings. Yep. Yeah, they were the shit, dude. Yeah. Perusa Balk, Crabman. I've never heard that before. Is that somebody's name or is it a painter or oh yeah, Margot also played Barbie, huh? That's one of those movies my wife made me watch. I make her watch Krull and Conan the Barbarian. She makes me watch Barbie and La La Land. And that one with what's her name? The other musical. I'm not into musicals. Uh I forget. I forget their names. Where the guy was a country singer and that lady uh yeah, I forget now. Hell. Margot Robbie is Shira? Yeah, that'd be cool. All right. Well, Laura Ann, speaking of making your first loaf of bread, Laura Ann, I did my starter for my sourdough bread, and I think I told all of y'all before it took me a long time. I'm messing with the starter. It wouldn't do anything. It's supposed to rise up, right? And you're doing it and you're doing it. And like a week and a half, I'm messing with this starter, putting it in the oven to keep it warm, and all this stuff, just babying this damn starter. And the day I went over to St. Augustine to go to work. My wife mixed, fed the starter, and she sends me a picture of it. It's doubled. It's filled the jar. What the hell, And now the starter is finally acting right. The day I'm gone, I didn't get to see it happen. I didn't, I was still happy it happened, but uh, so the starter started acting right and growing and stuff. So this morning, I mixed my first dough, for the bread using the starter, and it's rising right now. So as soon as I'm done here, the rising will be done, and now I got to go do the folding thing. So tonight I'll put it in the oven after this show, and it'll be my first loaf of sourdough bread. So I will report to y'all how good whether it turned out well or not, because it may not. But yeah, I'll figure it out, Laura Ann. Yeah, Gen Z is aging like milk, when Joe. Yeah, we're the species that survived against all odds and became an apex predator. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. If and that's the thing. That's a truth. Okay, that is a truth that for humanity, each individual human. These kids, they don't know what they can do because they've never been forced to do it. Gen X has been put in situations where we had to do shit that we knew we couldn't do. I can't do that. But then you come up and you have to do it and you get it done somehow. You figure it out, right? These kids, they don't have to do that. They're not put in a corner and forced to do things, so they don't know what they can do. All right. But some kind of shit hits the fan scenario, like Raziel said, the caveman will come out in them. You know what I mean? They'll figure out that they can do some shit, and once that comes out, they're going to change, like the kid that drank the deer blood in Red Dawn. We're going to see a lot of people change in that way if the shit hits the fan while we're still around to witness it. Tripwire. No, just me talking about sourdough bread. Trip, you didn't miss much. Where's Brad? Brad showed up. I missed him. Brad Davis, what's up, Brad? Yeah, there's a lot of gods out there. And whichever, when I talk about God, you can call him Thor, you can call him She-Ra, whatever you want. Or her, Goddess Mother Earth, whatever. American History X, yeah. Yeah, exactly. RR. Make She-Ra a fat, tattooed, nose ring, purple haired woman. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I love sourdough bread. That's why I'm trying to make it myself, RR. Hopefully, I'll get it down right. Oh, yeah. Olivia Newton John. Yeah. Yeah, Tripwire. You like musicals, Tripwire? It's not hard, Lyrene. It's really not hard. I resisted doing it because I just thought it would be this complex thing. You got the starter and all this, but it's really simple and easy. It really is. I just did it and it worked like a charm. It took longer than I was led to believe. So if you do it, just realize that your starter can take off in within 4 or 5 days, or it might take up to a month. But just keep at it; it'll happen. No participation trophies, Mangrove. Hell no, dude. We didn't even want them. Who would want that? I didn't. I'd have thrown that shit in the garbage. I didn't do anything. I didn't win. What the hell? What's that for? I mean, honestly. Yeah. Oh, okay. Good times are coming, Christopher. Well, that's good news. Maybe there is apocalypse coming. You know what I mean? If happiness is because for Gen X, happiness would be the apocalypse. Maybe we'll wake up tomorrow to hordes of zombies or something. That would be awesome, dude. Yeah, constantly push yourself, test your limits. Um, because you can age and retain all that you've learned. Yeah, that's how we learn. That's how we grow by pushing our boundaries and learning what we can actually do. Because if you're restrained by your mind and your training, don't do that. You can't do that because the world is going to tell you that shit. That's all the world does is tell you you can't, don't, stop. Signs, parental whatever, everywhere. All we hear is no, don't, stop, can't. So the world will train your brain into believing you aren't shit and you can't do shit. So you've got to push your own boundaries and resist that stuff and grow as a human being. You know what I mean? And it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy or it's an easy thing to do, but we were lucky in that way that we were forced to do it. Gen X was forced to do it. We had no choice. And I think that's awesome. Yeah, we raised ourselves for the most part, old man. Yeah. Yeah, you got to figure shit out, Wenjo. And the things, if you wanted to do it badly enough and your parents weren't around to do it for you or to help you do it, you figured out a way, right? You figured out a damn way. So, and this, all that stuff we thought we couldn't do, we needed our parents' help for, we realized that we could do it. And that gave us confidence and gave us wisdom and knowledge. Gingerbread Duncan? Oh yeah, I like gingerbread too. Yeah, Lauren, that's what I heard too. You know, all that gut health and stuff they're talking about now. The next thing I want to do, they have some kind of thing now where they're making, instead of soda, you drink this fermented drink that you make out of pineapple peels and stuff. I want to try that, making my own fermented drinks instead of drinking soda. That's the next thing on my check off list. Once I get the sourdough bread mastered, I'm gonna start making my own fermented drinks. That's supposed to be really good for your gut health too. Ginger bug, Christopher. Musicals are gay, Wenjo. Yeah, I don't like them either, Arnis. No, yeah, I don't know. I've seen a few of them, and I can't remember one that I like. The Wolverine Apocalypse Tripwire coming to a theater near you. A Gen X story, yeah. Gingerbread biscuits. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, Crusader, you and me both. Yeah, Lorianne has an apocalypse playlist. Is that what was that song they played on Apocalypse Now when the choppers were flying through? Damn, that's got to be on everybody's apocalypse playlist off the Apocalypse Now soundtrack. Yeah, we'll be the warlords, Crusader. I mean, not all of us are going to survive an asteroid attack or an asteroid impact. If it hits me in the chest, I'm going to be the first one to go. But when the dust settles, I think Gen X is going to be the best off. We're going to be the ones who have the best chance of surviving. Yeah, suffering builds character, and I made a video about that a while back when Joe embraced the suck, and that's what that's about. Suffering builds character, and there's no sense in crying about it. Suffering is part of life. Pissing and moaning about it doesn't get us anywhere. Improvise and overcome, Newt. You damn right. Oh no way, Jeff! That's awesome. Every Christmas you make homemade gingerbread cookies and with two gumdrops. Yeah, dude. Yeah. In 10 years, crap, man. I, you know, you're not gonna hear me complain if it happens. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. RR. Yeah. You have to push yourself to. Yeah. Invasion from within, Mangrove. Yep. Red Dawn 3. Cussing up a storm. What's up? What a magnificent handle. Cussing up a storm. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Cussing. we raised ourselves, and many of us lived on our own at 15. Yeah. When these kids now, they're, and not in a bad way, not by necessity, but by necessity, the the economy, housing prices, rent prices, and stuff. Because our son just moved back recently because rent's just so ridiculous. We talked him into it. He's over there living hand to mouth, and he was doing it. He was doing fine, and he was working hard, and but he's barely getting by. So we finally talked him into coming back home, and saving up some money. And now he's got more spending money now that he's not paying that enormous amount of rent for some little shitty 1 bedroom apartment. So um, I'm not like talking down to people who still live at home in their 20s or whatever. But back then, we got out. We got it. We just left, got out, and did our own thing, and figured it out. Once I left home, that was it. I never went back. And that wouldn't have even been in the cards if shit went sour for me. I would have figured it out somehow. And shit has gone sour many, many times since then for me. But I figured it out. So, and that's our mentality. Yeah, when you heard no, you just knew you had to be a bit more stealthy, Shannon. Yeah, good call. Yeah. Yeah, stacking up new areas of study, Raziel. Yeah. Yeah, Crusader. Yeah, what a great. Some of these old common sense proverbs just strike home in a really solid way. If it doesn't work, make it work. Yeah. I mean, what the hell? Dude, you could live life by that. You could get through life with that one sentence right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hijacking a well organized Christmas party, Christopher. No, it starts with a T, Metal Gear. It's not kombucha. It's tencha something. It starts with a T. But yeah, I drink kombucha too. That is fermented tea. What I'm talking about starts with the letter T. It's a tench something. It's a different thing, but kind of along the same lines as kombucha, Metal Gear. All right, Oliver. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm ready too. As ready as I can be. More ready than most people, I believe. Chuck Norris morning kick drink. Is that a real thing, or you just making shit up, Ostat? Ginger? Okay, Christopher. Yeah, suck it up, Buttercup. An apocalypse of being smothered in snow. Yeah, they're threatening us with an ice age now again. Global warming, climate change, and then now they're saying an ice age is coming again. Like we haven't heard that one before. You know what I'm saying? That shit. Chop suey, yeah, when Joe. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Red Dawn 3, the retirement years. Oh yeah, Drowning Pool. That's a good damn song, Raziel. Yeah, boredom. What do they say? Something about that's invention. Oh, necessity is the mother of invention. Boredom is too, though. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good, Lauren. Yeah, I mean we have to be. And going to that lifestyle with a family unit living together in the same home generation after generation, there was nothing wrong with that. In our minds, we've been programmed to look down on that now, um, for probably for to enrich the already rich. But if that had continued, we'd all be better off today. You'd be born into a house that was yours. And when your parents died, you just kept living in the same house, and then your children would have a house to live in. Um, that was taken away from us, I believe, through mass psychology and propaganda. Yeah, well, when Joe, that's what I'm talking about. I believe it was just mass psychology. I believe a mass manipulation, psychological manipulation, propaganda to get people to, empty the nest and stuff and get people to move out. And there was never any real need for it. It was never necessary. And it was a mistake that humanity has made, Western civilization anyway, that we've made. That's the motto of the Korean Marines Crusader. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I don't know, Loran. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, no savings, no security, nothing, just living hand to mouth. Yep. Yeah, crab man. Field soldiers in the Marines and Army have a habit of making it work. Yeah, all through life. You're right about that, crab man. Oh, the Chuck Norris drink is real? Oh, stat? Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up. Yeah, Arnis, I've seen that, and we were talking about it through email. That new snow, have y'all seen those things? I guess they're real. The snow, there people are holding a lighter up to snow, and it's just turning black. It's not melting. That shit's crazy. Beyond Hoth in Star Wars, Duncan. Yeah, down with the sickness, Christopher. Yeah, that's a great song too, dude. War is also a mother of invention, but I always heard it, the saying was necessity. Necessity is the mother of invention, and idle hands are the devil's workshop. But idle hands are also um, the mother of invention too, because a lot of people will just make shit up because they're bored and start messing with shit. Gonna need more sweaters, Loran. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When Joe, the worst thing to be called is lazy. Yeah, yep, yeah. It was a lot more sensible way to live, Roz. It still is. But back in that day and age, people would build a home. But all you had to do was buy a naked piece of land, and you could build a home on it, big enough to support a family. Nowadays, you've got so many impact fees, and everything is just so expensive. The land, the lumber or materials to build a house, then all the fees, and then the land taxes, the property taxes and shit. It's it's not feasible anymore. Uh, so people are building small homes when they do that, or when they buy a home, it's a small home. Who can buy a big, 8, 10 bedroom home now? But they used to be built like that because they were affordable. When your son got old enough that he wanted to get married and stuff, well, you built another room on, you added to the house and made it bigger or whatever. Yeah, Secure Pieces to Prepare for War by Metallica. Ostat, thank you, Ostat. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Ostat. Seriously and sincerely. Thank you for showing up and hanging out with us too, Ostat. I appreciate your time as well, man. Seriously. Dread? Where's Dread? Did I miss Dread? I was running my mouth. Dread is Dread Assembly. There he is. What's up, Dread? Glad to see you here. We're talking about in general about Generation X and how we just get shit done, Dread, and we figure it out and get it done, all through life. And these younger people and these younger generations, they haven't been forced into a corner where they have to do something, so they don't know that they can do it, you know? Yeah, regulations, fees, all that shit. We've basically been forced into this thing where you go out and you're supposed to buy a house or whatever, and the American dream. That whole thing was a joke. That was the psyop, the American dream, right? You go out and buy you a house with a picket fence and all that stuff, right? That was the psyop right there. Yeah, and how many times did we hear that growing up about the American dream? When the American dream should have been, you know, raise your family upright, stick together as a family, keep your home, keep your property, defend what's yours from the leeches in the government. That should have been the American dream. Yeah, it benefits the mega corporations. Yeah. Oh, both got hit in a big storm, Arnis? Non-melting snow. Yeah. Okay. Smelled like plastic burning when the flame was applied. That's nuts. Oh, okay, old man. It melted like it should? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Fees for architects, permits. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The fees and stuff are the same, but the materials, the cost of materials are insane. Yeah. That kind of shit's insane. The price of materials. And then if you're hiring a contractor to build you a big house like that, a two-story house, you don't get a break on the second story. The second story costs twice as much as the first story because it's up in the air now. Where back then they would just build the house. The neighbors would come over. The neighbor guy would bring his sons over and help you build your house, and then you do the same for him, you and your sons. That's how it used to be. And there weren't a bunch of regulations and stuff telling us we couldn't build on our own property. And people would share knowledge on how to build houses safely. There are old houses 100 years old that are just, and I've tried to, I have demoed houses like that, and they're way more difficult to demolish because they're built well. They're well put together. They're not going to blow all the way in a storm like one of these crackerjack boxes we're building today, which I have built, and they're garbage. I built them, but I have to follow the codes, and they're garbage. They're not going to last 20 years. Yeah, it existed before the baby boomers became adults. Yeah, crap, man. Yeah, I hate to say it, but you're right, dude. Yeah, yeah, it was really the American nightmare, RR. What kind of snow cream did you eat, Ostat? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Crusader. Yeah, heavy metal music drowns out the secret renovations you're doing so the Karens can't hear you. Yeah. Houses are built on stilts up there. Oh, yeah, that's cool. I like those houses on stilts. They just look cool as shit. Yeah, it seems to work out, huh, Roz? Yeah, it does a lot of times, dude. Yeah, the entire community helps when the Amish do it. Yeah, and that's the way everybody used to do it. Yeah. That's the way everybody used to do it, Mangrove. The entire community would come over. The women and kids would play and cook and stuff, and the men would build houses, and and they'd all come together and get it done for each other. And there was nothing wrong with that. And you could afford to do that. You didn't have to pay a bunch of labor. You just helped your neighbor when it's time, when it was his turn to get a house built, when he needed help. You helped him. Now you couldn't do that. Number one, because people are shit. Because if I went over and helped my neighbor build his house, and then it was my turn, he'd be sick. He'd be too busy to help. That's how it would be. We all know it. He wouldn't come over and help me after I busted my ass for a month, helping him build an addition on his house. He wouldn't come over and help me. I'd be doing it my damn self. So I'm not gonna volunteer to go help anybody nowadays because people suck. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. Calling a spade is, that's just, it is what it is. That's just the nature of society today. Yeah. Erasing the black market. Yeah, yeah, yep. Young people are losing because small businesses can't grow. Yeah, yeah, Dread, you're absolutely right. Yeah, yeah. If you have a bunch of money, Shannon, yeah, you can do it. But your average person, who's just working an average job with a high school diploma, can't do that anymore. Can't do that anymore. Um, it's just impossible. It's too expensive. Yeah, Laura Ann. Yep. A barn too, Laura Ann. Yeah, yeah. Now. Um, yeah, now you've got it, and yeah, that was just. It sounds like a great damn decision to me. Yeah, wood particles and lots of glue, Ostat. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, transactional, Christopher. Most of the materials were already there. That's like winning the lottery, Laura Ann. Oh yeah, I'll fix that place up. Then you open the door, and all of it. Somebody already delivered the materials for me. Hell, that's awesome. Yeah, or it is. It's hard to. Nobody values their word anymore. Nobody does. Um, and because everybody shits on you, so you feel okay to shit on everybody else, right? Eh, but nobody does. When I was a kid, I remember that was shifting over. Some people still valued their word, and they tried hard to keep their word back when I was a kid. Um, it wasn't completely gone back then, but now it is. Now that's just they won't. They don't. Nobody shows up on time. Nobody keeps their word. Nobody doesn't. No, unless it's a Gen Xer. Unless you're tough. But all other people, no. Uh, nope. There's just no value in that to them. They don't value that. And what kind of society is that with these kids? Just I'll be there at 12, and you don't show up till 4. What is that? How can you plan anything? How can you do anything if you have no idea? Then the guy shows up at 4 and his buddy's already gone or whatever. How can they get shit done without any kind of agreement on keeping their word to each other? But there's none, absolutely none. Local family companies, oh, that's cool, Shannon. Yeah, that's the way it should be done. Old Sears catalog with those houses that they would mail to you, right, Lauren? They had them packaged so they would go on a freight train, if I remember correctly. People still, Matt, what's up, Matt? Glad to see you here. People, yeah, yeah. I know. I'm saying everybody. I know that's, and you're right, Matt. Good call, dude. Not everybody is like that. It just seems that way, and I get frustrated with it because people. I try so hard to keep my word. I try so hard to keep my word to just random strangers that my wife gets mad at me. She'll get upset. Why are you doing it? It's not a good time to go. We've got this going on or that going on. I said, but I gave them my word. I have to go. We'll handle it when I get back or whatever. So it's frustrating for my wife a lot of times. So when I deal with other people and their word is meaningless to them, just completely dog shit. They don't care. It's really frustrating for me because I try so hard to keep my word to them. You know, uh, your house is practically a bunker, Roz. Hell yeah, built in 1946, white oak framing. Oak framing. Oh yeah, that's badass, dude. Cedar shingles is siding. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's bullet stopping walls there. Yeah, yeah. They're self entitled. They're entitled to your time. Your time just belongs to them, so it doesn't matter if you got to sit there for 2 hours, right, waiting on them. It's no big deal. That's the kind of shit that just drives me nuts. No, me either, Oliver. Yeah, I'm half tempted to go, run away and join the Amish, like people used to run away and join the circus. If you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. Yeah, RR. Yeah, Mangrove. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Me too. Used to help everyone until you realized nobody was helping you. Yeah, Mangrove. And you realize that and you're like, what the hell, dude? And then you don't help anybody anymore. You don't offer your help like that anymore. Um, and that's the way society is gone. So we don't help each other do stuff. And it would be such a much better place if people would have stuck to keeping their word and helping each other instead of giving all our money to these huge corporations like we're doing now. I don't. I'll build that shit myself. I'll build a whole damn house myself before I'll give some money to a big corporation. Oh, cool, cool, Matt. Where you at? Is it cold there? Is it cold where you are, Matt? Is that the kind of chilling you're doing? 17 below zero. Yeah, hell yeah, crab man. Dumpster diving and going through to the dump and stuff. Living and active. What's up, Living? Glad to see you here, man. Good dose of living and active wisdom to the chat. Glad to see you here, man. Uh, oh, okay. Sat empty for 3 years. Yeah, that's a hell of a good deal, though, Lauren. Yeah, I'm happy for you. Seriously, that's awesome. Yeah, no, not looking for payback. Not in that way. But when somebody shits on you, dude, there's only so many times uh, somebody's gonna disrespect you when you need help, and then how many times are you gonna keep helping them? How many times do you go help somebody, and then when you need help, it's not returned before you just start feeling like a sucker or a dupe? You know what I mean? Uh, if I don't need anyone's help, then neither does anyone else. They don't need my help if I can get it done on my own, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, you're right, Arnis. Yeah, that's just hard. Yeah, you should do it to be helping another human being, and yeah, um, you're right. But I'm just going to be a dick. I'm not going to lie. You're absolutely right, Arnis. But if I help somebody and they don't return the favor when I need help, that's it. I'm done. They get one shot. I don't care. I don't, at this point in my life, I've been screwed over so many times that I don't care if their excuse is legitimate or not. Well, sorry, your mom died, dude, but you should have gave her CPR or something, because you burnt that bridge with me anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just too jaded, dude. That's one thing. I wish I could change that about myself, Arnis. Really, I do, but I can't, dude. Yeah. Yeah, Rusty. Oh, yes. That's so right to the point, Rusty. And so that's a really smart thing to say, dude. Telling the truth is the greatest adventure, not as easy as you think in life. Everybody wants the truth, but everybody's telling lies. Everybody wants everybody else to be truthful with them while they're lying. You know what I mean? Oh, I want the truth. I deserve the truth, but I can lie to you. I'm entitled to the truth, right? That's entitlement. I'm entitled to the truth, but y'all aren't. I'm entitled to your time, but you're not entitled to mine. That's entitlement. Yeah. Not yeah, well said, Rusty. Well said, dude. Yeah. Yeah. That and that's how it used to be, Oliver. Across the board, everyone. You know, and that I think that's really sad that that's gone away. Your handshake is a contract. Yep, Oliver. Absolutely, dude. Yeah, Rusty, I'll help. Yeah. But once you burn that bridge, it's burnt. You take my kindness for weakness, treat me like some kind of sucker, like free labor. Nah, you're only going to do that once. 3 feet is the optimal depth for disposal. Oh, yeah. Plant endangered plants on the spot. So it's against the law to dig there for no reason. Nice. Yeah. We've got gators down here, so we don't have to go through all that. Hurst. Well, the smart ones don't have to go through all that. Or maybe the ones who get caught, are just afraid of gators or something. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm surprised every time somebody gets caught here in Florida. I'm like, dude, we've got gators. They will never find that shit. Never. Yeah. 25 degrees. That's a heat wave. Keith. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like a personal problem as a Gen X mantra, Wenjo. Yep. Well, you deserve it. You sacrifice your time, your hard won time to join us here on the channel, dude. And I appreciate your time, dude. Seriously. Full of blood stains and fur. Never wash it on purpose. Yeah, no one asks you for anything. Oh, any driving. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, that is true. We don't want to admit we need help. Yeah. I guess there's been a few times in my life where I just couldn't do something myself, so I just did without. Yeah, whether rather than ask for help. That's that. Yeah, that's true, Mike. Now, if someone offers me help, hey man, I see you building your house. You need some help? I'll come help you, dude. Yeah, I would accept. But yeah, to go ask, with my hat in my hand, who you help me do this? No. Yeah, neither do Gen X women, when Joe. Yeah, and I can testify to that because that's how my wife is. She'll figure out how to get shit done too. Gen X will hide you in the trunk, then help search for you. Yeah, Hurst, that's badass, dude. Yeah. Yeah, the older we get, Duncan, the more jaded we become as humans. Yeah, and that's definitely true in my case. I will freely admit it. Oh yeah, if he's got beer dread, yeah. I'm not big on weed. I've tried it a few times. I just never could build a tolerancy to it, and it just plasters my ass. But beer, yeah. If he's got beer, yeah, yeah, they definitely need some help, huh? Yeah. Okay. All right, Arnis. Yeah. Yeah. Getting taken advantage of is a different thing. Yeah, I agree, Arnis. Pulling an inflamed tooth out of a rabid kangaroo. That's how hard it is to get to the truth. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Christopher. Yep. Yeah, Matt. Nobody has the exact same experience, so we're all wired a little bit differently. Absolutely, Matt. But that's the cool thing that I've noticed since I started this channel is how much uh, commonality we all share as Generation X. It's so cool. I mean, we all have our little differences, you know what I mean? Um, but in reality, we have so much in common. It's really amazing. It's really amazing. Yeah. So that's one of the best things about starting this channel is to find my people. You know, the people y'all who think maybe not exactly like I do, but fundamentally the same. You know, we value our word. We value hard work. We value truth and honesty. I mean, it's insane to realize that those things are rare these days. Yeah, it's just amazing. You assume people will betray you living? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, when they don't, I'm surprised. Yeah, when they don't stab me in the back, I'm surprised. But then pleasantly surprised. That's the old adage living um uh prepare for the prepare for the worst, expect the worst, and hope for the best. Maybe that's the way it goes. Oh, okay. Being dependent on hospital staff. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you're in a place like that and you see the goodness in humanity, Roz. Yeah. Yeah. I understand that. Yeah. Yep, Mike. I believe that. I believe he's the only one who has ever spoken the complete truth. Always. Yeah, especially if you spit in your hand before you shake it. Yeah, Rusty. Yeah. Yep. And that, and a lot of stuff that he said um, has been, people ignore it and stuff like that. So um, that's a whole different topic. We can talk about religion, on one of these things and just dive down into that. I actually enjoy those when we talk about religion. I like to hear everybody else's perspective on it. It's really cool. But we can do that one of these days, Crusader, if you want to. Yeah, when Joe, if they were in real distress, I would. Yeah, I can sit here and talk like a dick and all that stuff. But yeah, if they were in real distress, I would help them. You're right. If it was just something, hey, help me cut my grass or something or paint my house, no, you know. But if they were in actual distress, car broken down or something, or physically in danger or something, yeah, I would definitely help them. I'm not going to lie. I'm not that damn jaded and I'm not evil. The Moonshiner's Handshake, Duncan? Yeah, maybe that's what it's called. I never heard it given a name before. Yeah, you already have a sword. I want to get a real good one though, not some little cheap Chinese bullshit, but I want a real good uh, replica of Conan's broadsword. Yeah, I'm gonna put it. Where am I gonna put it? Maybe right here, or maybe hang it. Wait, this side. Maybe hang it across here. Yeah, that'd be awesome. You only trust you and your wife. Yeah, yeah, me too. Completely. Yeah. Wolverines. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, keep your enemies close and your friends closer, Mangrove. If you have good coffee, 50% chance you'll help, Keith. Yeah, Gen X forever, Dead Wolf. Post apocalyptic and beyond. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was called, what is it called? The Satanic Panic, Winjo. Yeah, it was called Satanic Panic. Everybody was afraid of Satanists and shit and all that, and everybody, yeah. Thank you, Mike. Sincerely, Mike. And I'm not being some kind of shitty, trying to be some kind of shitty influencer saying that insincerely. Sincerely, thank you for your time, for coming here and hanging out and sharing your wisdom with us and giving us your perspective on things, Mike. Seriously, dude, I can't thank you enough, man. I could do just videos on thanking y'all for showing up here and hanging out with me and spending your time. Your time is valuable to me, actually, truly valuable to me. So thank you. Yeah, our truth, honor, loyalty are what make life worth living. So and that has gone away, and that goes back to what I said earlier about what's the point? What's the damn point? What is the point then? If everything's just fake and stupid and we're not defending women anymore, we're not protecting women aren't nurturing children anymore, then what's the point? We're going to get to the point where all children is grown in labs, right? Grown in test tubes and shit. There's no one for men to defend. No, there's no one for women to nurture. uh what's the point? you know what's the point without truth, honor, and loyalty? What's the point then if we're all just over there being shitty and lying and being fake? And what's the point? Who would want to live a shitty, fake, lying life? I don't know. RR, you're very well said, RR. But yeah. All right, Tomcat, there he is. I recognize you now. You grew your hair back out that fast. Damn, dude. Yeah, I recognize you now. Light Day showed up. There you are. What's up, Light Day? Glad to see you. Glad you can make it. Oh shit. Okay. All right, everybody. Sorry, but I got to wrap this up. My sourdough was ready to get folded 14 minutes ago, so I've got to go. It's gonna mess up if I don't do it on time. So thank you for hanging out. Thank you for showing up. I had a great time. It's just an awesome experience to get to hang out with people who are like me and view the world through the same lens that I view it, have the same values that I have, and the camaraderie, the nostalgia. All of y'all are so friendly and respectful to each other. Uh, my wife tells me all the time, just how decent this comment section is, because you'll go to other channels and stuff and it's just all hatred and vitriol and insults and shit. We never see that on our channel. We never see that on Gen X Things. Some random douchebag Gen Zer will get on there and try to insult me, right? Y'all have seen that before. They'll try to insult me. I just don't give two shits, what some kid want to call me old or stupid or whatever. I don't give a shit. But yeah, they're not good at it. No, number one, y'all need to start teaching these kids how to sling some decent insults before they come into our chats here. But yeah. So yeah, just thank y'all for being great on here, and you make it so enjoyable to do this. It's just awesome. I can't thank y'all enough. So I appreciate it. Listen, but I got to get on to my sourdough. So I will say goodbye to Roz, Duncan, Christopher, Wenjo, RR, Living and Active, Keith Peterson, Fox in a Shed. Fox, what's up, Fox? I didn't see you sneak in there, Fox. Matt, Rusty Doob, Old Man, Mangrove, Mr. Hurst. Who else? Shannon, Jeff Seven, my boy Mike Fleisner, Lyrane, Crusader, Arnis. Thanks again, Arnis, for the emails. That's awesome, dude. I love emailing with you, dude. Keep them up, man. Email me anytime you want, bro. Seriously. Tomcat. Who else we got here? I said Matt already. Matt's cool, though. He deserves two goodbyes. Crabman. Can't forget Crabman. Dude got run over by a herd of deer. Some of y'all haven't heard that story. You got to tell us that one again, Crabman. That was awesome, dude. Tripwire. Can't forget my boy Trip. Who else is here? Did I say Wenjo already? Jeff Seven. Laura Ann. Can't forget Laura Ann. Yeah. She's trying to outdo me with the bread baking, but I ain't going to let her do it, fellas. I ain't gonna let her do it. Us Gen X guys, we gotta represent, right, dudes? Wayne Beatty, Dread Assembly, Light Day. Did I say Light Day already? Light Day deserves two goodbyes as well. So I'm not gonna cry because I said Light Day twice. Ostat. Did I say Ostat? All right, everybody. I think I got everybody. For those of you who are new, I just like to scroll through the comments and try to say goodbye to everybody. It's just my thing. Keith Peterson, because I do appreciate your time. If I missed your name, I apologize. But goodbye to you as well. Goodbye also to anybody watching it after the live stream's over or watching it on TV. The way I watch live streams, I don't get involved in the chats and shit. But so if you're watching on TV, thank you for your time as well. I appreciate it. And let's see. Who's up? Who deserves the damn... let's see. Did I say Light Day? Light Day. Light Day. This spiel is for you, Light Day, because you've been waiting on it patiently. Everybody loves the spiel. For those of you who are new, the spiel is the best part of the show. Everybody agrees. So this was for you, Light Day. Here's the spiel. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X. And I'll see you on the next one. Wish me luck with my sourdough bread. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, it's only $2.99 a month. And I'll put that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. But I really appreciate all the support from the members out there. This is the members banner here. And I really appreciate these people. They support the channel directly through memberships, and it helps out a lot. So thank you very much to all the members. If you're interested in Gen X gear, we got some pretty cool stuff over there at Redbubble. Gen X Thinks and Gen X branded stuff, t-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, hoodies, all kinds of stuff. But I'll leave that link down in the description too for any of you who are interested. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments, or you can email us, and the email is genxthinks@gmail.com. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.